Alright, well, as always, there is an issue. There we go. Now we got it fixed. Alright. So, we are here from the Short Track Sim Nationals at Bristol Motor Speedway with the Sim 500 Esports Group. So, with that being said, we have about 3 minutes left here in practice. And then we'll get going with qualifying here in just about 3 minutes. Right. And with that said, looking at the drivers we have signed in, let's get some stuff going here. Looks like we got about 15 drivers signed in to tonight's race. And just about 2 minutes left here. Riley Gentry has quick time so far in practice with a 14.748. And that is one thing from last year to this year. The times have changed. Last year was right around a 16-second lap time. Was quick time. This year, coming and looking at obviously the lap times. Obviously, it's a different build, different tire model. This is a completely different car from last year, and so different car, different tire model, and we've improved almost about a second and a half in a year here with the super late models at Bristol Motor Speedway. So, rundown of tonight's events. We'll do qualifying coming up in about a minute. Get through our qualifying, and then we will go racing for 150 laps. So, 30 seconds left, qualifying. Checking out Robert Barber there, coming out on track, finish out practice. Looking at it earlier, he ran a 15:15 earlier. So, we will finish out practice here, and then we'll get going with our qualifying coming up here very shortly as checker flag waves on final practice, and we'll get going with qualifying. As we look here for qualifying, so Louis Robinette's going to be the first one to come out. So we check in here with Louis Robinette. He loses traction. So Robinette's first lap is going to be a 16.02. Barber jumps in with a 15.248. We're going to go back and check in with Scott Formosa as he finishes up his lap, and it looks like he is going to come to the top of the board with a 14.982. Go check in here with Doug Sigmund in the 04, see what he can get done on his first lap here as he's starting it now. Be lap number 1 for him. And lap 1 in the books for Sigmund, 15.459. Check in here with Riley Gentry, who was quickest in practice. He resets there. Randall Watkins, he sets his first lap with a 16.227, and that'd be his only lap. Riley Gentry out there trying to get something done here. Her lap number 1. Gentry runs a 15.09. That's good enough for second here. Formosa still holds quick time with a 14.923. Second lap for Gentry is going to be a 14.933. So waiting on the time to run out here in qualifying, as it looks like nobody else is going to come out and take any time here. I'm not quite sure what was going on with the camera there, giving a look into the distance surrounding the track. We have just about 45 seconds left here and nobody out on track. So just about 6 seconds left here, and we're gonna go in here with qualifying, or with the race rather, as so we're gonna have 15 drivers in the race. So it's going to be Scott Formosa, Riley Gentry on your front row, Robert Barber, Louis Robinette in your second row, John Higman, Shannon Wood in your third row, Doug Sigmund, Randall Watkins in your fourth row. Fifth row will be Andrew Navarro and Robbie Keneally. Your sixth row will be Dalton Collins, Peyton Howe. Your seventh row will be Randall Yoakum and Gerald Livingston, with Joe Williams rounding out the field. So, that being said, got a couple of team cars out there on that inside row. Going back to look here at the schedule coming up, this is going to be all super late models. But next week, be at Nashville for distance may have changed at Nashville, but we'll be in Nashville next week, the Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway, and then we'll go to Phoenix first week in June. So we get it set here for 150 laps of fast-paced action around Bristol Motor Speedway. Bristol is already fast and scary. Add some super late models to it, it gets a little bit worse. Pace car pulls off. Green flag in the air for Scott Formosa. And Riley Gentry going to be alongside him. He's going to get a good run into turn number 2. Going down through 3 and 4. Gentry going to be on the outside. He's going to take over that top spot. Look a little bit further back. John Higman. He's trying to chase down Robert Barber for the 3rd spot. Move back through the field. Randy Yoakum in the 8, chasing down Randall Watkins in the 27. It appears as if we've only got 11 drivers of the 15 in the race right now. Guys are back towards the back of the pack. Riley Gentry pulling away from the rest of the field here. So Gentry, Formosa, Barber. I take that back. Barber had an issue. That's going to bring on a caution. We go back and we check and see what happened here with Robert Barber on lap number 5. Coming to 6. So looking at it, Barber just lost it and did on a heck of a job of keeping it off both the inside and the outside wall. And that will bring out our first caution of the evening. All right, well, we're our second Plan B sales caution of the evening. Gerald Livingston left a gap getting into the corner, and 27 of Randall Watkins tried to fill it. We'll be back after this caution. Alright, so as they work the final lap under caution, it's going to be Gentry, Formosa, Higman, Wood, Sigmund, Robinette, Watkins, Barber, Yoakum, Williams, Livingston, rounding out your running order there. And we'll try to get back underway and get another good green flag run going. This pace truck pulls off. Green flag back out in the air for Riley Gentry. Formosa with a little bit better of a start this time. It doesn't matter. Gentry is really strong on that inside. He's able to stick with them a little bit better this time. Formosa trying to look to the inside, and nothing happened. Barber slow on the bottom side of the track. He's going to lose a couple of positions. We go up front. John Higman trying to chase down the 0-2 of Shannon Wood. And that's a battle for the third spot here. Watching the battle for the third. Looking around. Barber trying to charge back up through the field here. Trying to get around the 8 of Randy Yoakum. Barber looks to have position in the inside, and he's gonna make a move. They make some minor contact. As they keep racing here, they're gonna be side by side through 1 and 2 there. And Barber finally gonna get him cleared here into 3 and 4. So Barber up to 8th, trying to make some moves. catch, or trying to make up some time to get up to the 7th place of Louis Robinette. Back up front, Gentry pulling away from everybody. Scott Formosa right around 4/10 of a second back now. Formosa starts to reel in Gentry. Working lap 25. Make it 26 now. Gentry continuing to pull out from everybody. Everybody's starting to separate here. We're not going to have really any battles on track. So looking at it, Scott Formosa loses a couple spots to Wood and Higman there. As Formosa tries to run those guys in front of him back down again. Go back here. Robert Barber has started closing in on Louis Robinette. That's going to be a battle for the 7th spot whenever Barber gets to him. Watkins is right ahead. Barber makes quick work of Robinette. He can go right after Watkins for the 6th position. Barber qualified very well. And there goes Robinette. He's going to be up and into the wall. Going to allow Barber to get around him, and now Barber is going to start to try to chase down the 27 of Randall Watkins for that 6th position here. We go and check back up front. Formosa trying to chase down Higman. And we're going to be back under caution here. And it's going to be for Robert Barber again as he loses it off at the exit. And again, he does everything in his power to hang on to it. Keep it from hitting that inside wall. But we'll be back after this caution. Alright, so finishing up this caution, what will be our, I believe our third Plan B sales caution of the evening. Bring it back to Green Flag Racing. Gentry and Wood lead them to it. Wood with a great restart there. He was going to stick there for a moment. He's not able to. That's going to open the door there for John Higman to look inside. He doesn't get it done. Joe Williams quietly moving his way up. He's up inside the top 5. Here comes Randy Yoakum and Robert Barber both. Barber to the inside of Williams. Here comes Formosa. Doug Sigmund, he's looking to the inside as well. So Joe Williams sliding backwards here. Randall Watkins, he's trying to chase down John Higman for that third spot. And Watkins going to look to the inside. He didn't have it there. He's going to wait. He's going to have inside position that time through 1 and 2. Down the backstretch and into 3 and 4 though. Higman able to pull out in front of him. Higman up into the wall. That's going to open the door for several cars to get by. Watkins, Yoakum, Barber, and Formosa all get around him. Yoakum to the inside of Watkins for the third spot. He's going to bring Barber with him to the inside there. And Yoakum's going to go after the second position. He gets around Shannon Wood as we're going to have a caution out on the track. It's going to be for the 11 of Joe Williams off the exit. Williams and Robinette, they make contact. It looked like something on the 30 car happened. Shot him up into the 11. So we work this Plan B sales caution of the evening. Make sure you're using promo code SIM500 when you go to planbsales.com for all your diecast needs over there. And use promo code SIM500 for free shipping on orders over $20. These guys go through the pits here. There's a few that stay out. So we'll be back after this. Alright, a little bit of delayed reaction there on this restart. Randy Yoakum out to the jump here. He's going to lead it. Robert Barber second. Scott Formosa third. Randall Watkins fourth. Doug Sigmund in fifth. Barber looking to chase down Yoakum. Barber's trying to get his I believe it's his first podium of the season. He's going to look to the inside of Yoakum. Yoakum's going to get up into the wall. That's going to allow Barber by him, and then he makes a little bit of contact with Formosa. Back up front here, Gentry trying to get around the 27 of Watkins. He was a leader before that caution. He's trying to make his way through the field, and he is very quickly as he gets around Watkins, and now he's going to set his sights on Formosa. And Gentry is about 0.8 of a second back of our race leader. So looking at this, Gentry is able to get around Formosa, and he's closing in there on Robert Barber for the first spot, as we have some issues there with Gentry and connectivity. Going to be the inside of Barber. Sounds like we got a slow car up ahead of these guys, and that is Joe Williams down on the apron. Barber still our race leader. Gentry fell back to third there during his connection problems. We'll look a little bit further back now to look back here to Doug Sigmund trying to chase down Shannon Wood. Shannon Wood goes up into the wall. That's going to bring out a caution. So we go back and we watch. We're looking right there when it happened. Shannon Wood just slides wide there and tags the wall, and it's going to bring out another Plan B sales caution of this evening. We'll be back. Alright, so as we get ready to go back racing, Riley Gentry is going to be back out front with John Higman. And Gentry's going to get out front. Higman, though, is going to be under attack from Robert Barber in that 88 machine. As Barber falls back now, Doug Sigmund going to get around him as we're right around halfway now. Barber and Sigmund doing battle for the third spot. Go a little bit further back here. Scott Formosa working to get around Shannon Wood, and Shannon Wood's going to bring out another caution here. She slides up and gets into the wall. Watching this here. Car looked a little squirrely. He tags that outside wall and goes over. So, working, I believe, our 6th Plan B sales caution of the evening. We'll be back after this. As we get ready to go here, Green flag back out in the air. Riley Gentry out front. Riley Gentry back out front. Robert Barber chasing down Higman for the second spot. Looking a little bit further back now as Higman and Barber continue to do battle for the second spot. Barber pulls out in front now. Robinette, he's trying to chase down Sigmund, and Sigmund's trying to get around Higman for the third spot there. And Sigmund gonna look to the inside of Higman as Higman got up into the wall there. That's gonna bring Robinette with him. Looking at this battle here between Robinette and Sigmund that's taking place here as Watkins was able to get around Higman for the fourth spot. Sigmund in danger of losing that second spot. Robert Barber has an issue and has to retire from the race. Barber, who was running second at the time, he retired. Sigmund and Robinette still doing battle for the second position. A little bit further back of these guys, Higman trying to rebound after losing 3 spots. Lost the spot to Sigmund, Robinette, and Watkins. So Higman trying to keep Shannon Wood behind him. But Robinette has an issue, and we're going to be back under caution here. So looking at the caution, looking at it here, look at the replay, loses it into the corner and stuffs it into the barrels. So he's going to have to tow that machine out of there. Work our 7th Plan B sales caution of the evening. Go to planbsales.com and use promo code SIM500 to save on shipping for all your orders over $20. We'll be back. As we get ready to go back racing here, it's going to be Gentry, Sigmund, Formosa, Watkins, Wood, Higman, Livingston, and Robinette. Barber out of this race. Yoakum on pit road. Classified as off of the track. Not quite out of this race yet. And Joe Williams. That is the running order as of now. Yoakum can pick up one more spot. She is only 34 laps behind Robert Barber as Paycheck pulls off. Green flag back in the air for Riley Gentry, and he gets a great restart. Battle is going to be back here for the second spot as Sigmund and Formosa were side by side getting into that corner. Formosa going to move up into the second spot, and he's going to get loose. Can he save it? He does, and everybody does a good job there. Shannon Wood and John Higman and Louis Robinette, which Robinette is a lap car. So Formosa only loses 2 spots there to Wood and Higman. This caution will come out. So we'll look and see what happened there that brought out that caution. And it was Scott Formosa. She loses it and spins around to the point to where he will be retiring. So Robinette can pick up a spot. And I believe Yoakum, if he was able to get back out, he could pick up a couple of spots. But he's not able to get out yet. So, working this Plan B sales caution of the evening. We'll be back after this. Alright, so as we work this latest Plan B sales caution of the evening, it's going to be Gentry, Sigmund, Wood, Higman, Watkins on the lead lap. Then you have Livingston a lap down. Robinette, 3 laps down. Formosa, Barber out of this race. Yoakum is on the verge of being classified out of this race, and Williams out of this race as the pace truck pulls off. And green flag back in the air for Riley Gentry as he gets a great restart here. Sigmund trying to hold off John Higman Jr. for the second spot here. And there's a couple of things that Sigmund could do. Is he could control the pace of the battle there for second and back up Higman into Shannon Wood and make those two battle and pull away, but that isn't going to be what happens here. So Higman gets around for second, and Doug Sigmund is going to be in that second position as Riley Gentry just ran the quickest time of the race so far here on lap 109. Gentry ran a 14.808. Closing in on the end of this race here. No real battle on track. Riley Gentry just pulling away from everybody. Gentry continues to lead this race. He has dominated the race here so far today. Had a couple of drivers to get out and lead a handful of laps, but Riley Gentry has been the car to beat. Now we're going to move back here to John Higman as he closed in on Doug Sigmund there and lost a bunch of time right as we came to him. Panned over towards his car. He lost some time off of Doug Sigmund. He was within a 1/10 of a second of Doug Sigmund. So we'll move back up front and continue to watch our race leader Riley Gentry. So Gentry continuing to lead this race. Everybody is spread out. There's at least a second. There's at least a second in between drivers here on the lead lap. You saw there Louis Robinette losing another lap. And they're going to classify Barber as out. They're going to classify Williams as out as caution comes out. So looking at this is very similar to the incident earlier. Lost it in the middle, and then he pounds those barrels at the end. I believe that was Louis Robinette who had that issue earlier. So a caution here with just 30 laps to go. We'll be back. Alright, as we get ready for this restart here, Shannon Wood stayed out. I take that back. Shannon Wood had a very quick pit stop. To beat Riley Gentry out. Higman as well beat Gentry out. Sigmund, he had a quick pit stop and beat Higman and Gentry out. So pace lights have turned off. We will get ready for the last 25 laps when we go back racing of this race. Green flag back out in the air. Shannon Wood with a great restart. He's going to be out in front of Doug Sigmund. And here comes John Higman on the bottom, bringing Riley Gentry with them. They're going to muscle their way up to the front here. And John Higman going to lead here late in this race. Lap 126. Lap 127 now of 150. And now it's going to be all about how Riley Gentry can get around Higman, as it is Higman's race now. Higman not giving him the inside, going to force him to go high. And Gentry pulled off a beautiful move there on the exit of the 1 and 2 the last time by. And we're going to be back under caution. So watching this replay here, it's Randall Watkins. He loses it and spins out in the middle of the track. And that's going to be another driver who will not be able to complete this race. So it's going to be Higman, Gentry, Wood, Sigmund, Livingston, your top 5. Robinette will be in 6th place. He's the last car running in the field here. Watkins, Formosa, Barber, Yoakum, and Williams out of this race effectively. So looking at it here, we'll see how they classify Randy Yoakum here. And they're going to classify him as still on pit road. He's been out of this race as long as Joe Williams has. And they're classifying Williams as out. So realistically, we're going to classify Yoakum as out as well as Robert Barber and Scott Formosa here, as those guys they will not. I mean, realistically, if Scott Formosa was able to get back in now and get back into the car and get back out on track, he could surpass Randall Watkins for the 7th spot. But as we're closing in the laps, we have less than 20 to go now. He would not be able to make up any position. So it'll be Williams 11th, Yoakum 10th, Barber 9th, Formosa 8th, Watkins 7th, as that will be their finishing orders here today. And now we just have to settle out the top 6 for the Indy final in the last 20 laps here. As Gentry has been very strong on these restarts, so it'll be curious to see what he's got here, if he can make a big move on this restart. to get around Higman. Pitch car back in. Green flag back out in the air. Higman gets a great restart here. And he's able to pull out and away from Riley Gentry. So I thought Gentry had him last time by. And Gentry might have him this time by, as Higman's able to use the momentum. Stay out in front here on lap 135. Saw there Gentry pulling a move to the inside, but Higman has that momentum on that high side. He's going to be able to keep his position here. As he continues to just stay out in front. Gentry is inching closer, inching forward each time. We'll see if Gentry is able to get the move done here. He's going to be out in front, but he doesn't have Higman cleared. Higman doing a good job of keeping him pinned down to that inside. That's going to make it to where Gentry's going to burn up any tires that he has on that car. And he's going to have to start slowing down to conserve these tires. Depending on when he took fresh tires. As Gentry able to get around him now and finally clear of him. Higman trying to continue to use that outside to his advantage. It's not working here, but we're going to have 10 to go now. There's 10 laps remain in this race. It's going to be Gentry, Higman, Sigmund. Your top three. Wood fourth. Livingston fifth. Speaking of Wood, he's chasing down Doug Sigmund to try to take over that third spot and finish on the podium here tonight. Loses time, so Riley Gentry closing in on 5 to go. We're gonna have 7 laps remaining in this race. Gentry crosses the line to get the 5 to go. We're here at a car slow on the other portion of the track. I believe that is Louis Robinette. He is not up to speed. So Gentry trying to win the short track Sim Nationals here at Bristol Motor Speedway. Just 3 laps remaining in this race. Gentry continuing to lead here as he's coming to get the white flag. Riley Gentry with the white flag. One more lap for Gentry around the track. And Riley Gentry coming home to take the win here at Bristol Motor Speedway. be right back. Alright, we're back here with our results. It's going to be Riley Gentry, our winner, John Higman second, Doug Sigmund third, Shannon Wood fourth, Gerald Livingston fifth, Louis Robinette sixth. Seventh is going to be Randall Watkins eighth, Scott Formosa, Robert Barber ninth. 10th will be Randy Yoakum, 11th Joe Williams. And those were the 11 cars that started this race. Had 4 other drivers entered that did not start here, so we'll be back with post-race interviews coming up next. We got our third place finisher, Doug Sigmund, here. And Doug, you looked like you were going to have a couple of moves there to try to get around John for the second spot. But it seemed like every time you'd pull closer, he'd find some extra speed and pull back away from you.
Yeah, that last restart, I got a little bit too wild there and bounced off the wall there and got a little damage, and it kind of hurt my turn. So when I get up underneath him, it was a little bit too tight, and I just didn't want to lean on him, so just settled in there for third. It's a good run for me.
Yeah, talking about it, you think super late model series, you're thinking small, short tracks, half mile, quarter mile. Well, this is a very typical super late model series track.
Yeah, real fun race. I mean, I just wish more guys would come out for it here. It's just a little handful there to start. I think if the guys would have just let their tires got a little heat in them, it'd have been a lot more funner race there. But other than that, good race.
All right, well, Doug, we'll let you thank your sponsors, get out of here, and enjoy the rest of your evening.
Yep, want to thank Pro System Brakes there. And other than that, just everybody, thanks for watching the race.
We got our second place finisher, John Higman. And John, you had a great qualifying effort here. Started in the 5th spot, and it just seemed like on the restarts that inside lane had a little bit tougher time get going, but once it started going, it was hard to beat that bottom lane.
Yeah, probably after the first lap or so. The bottom lane was probably good for maybe, I could get it to work 6 or 7 laps, but then everybody just moved up to the wall, and I just hate running up there at Bristol, especially.
Yeah, and we saw a lot of guys up there trying to run that high line end up scraping the wall, either just scraping it and scrubbing a lot of speed off, or bouncing off of it and collecting a lot of damage here tonight.
Yeah, definitely. I know I did it quite a few times myself, so I know all about that. But yeah, it's just I haven't had to run Bristol like that in a while. It's probably been at least a year. So it just takes a lot of getting used to be able to put your car up there.
All right. Well, John, we'll let you thank your sponsors. Get out of here and enjoy your evening.
I'd like to thank my mom and dad and God, and that's about it, I guess. Thanks. And
All right, we got our race winner, Riley Gentry, and Riley, you had a good practice here. Your quickest overall in practice. Came back for qualifying, and you qualified second quick. With obviously Scott Formosa able to knock you off there in qualifying, but then you were able to really. It didn't matter which lane you were using on restarts. It seemed like you were able to make them work for you very well.
Yeah, it was on them restarts. But I feel like when everybody had fresh tires, if you could roll the top pretty good or get clear on the bottom, you was able to get stretched out. Because I know if you was side by side and kept battling, them guys with a friend in front of you would just keep on creeping out the more you battled with somebody. So it was a lot on gaining that position off a restart.
Yeah, and you know, obviously Bristol, and we see it with the Cup races here. It is one of those things to where getting a good restart is very important. But at the same time, you really have to take care of your tires, or else you're going to end up spinning them on the restarts.
Oh yeah, for sure. Most of the guys, it seemed like when their tires got older, everybody went up high. I know I went up high off lap one, just trying to save my stuff, and it felt really strong in the long run. There was a couple times I didn't pit, and I was still able to stretch out the lead just a little bit. So that high side really has something to do here.
Yeah. All right, well, Riley, we'll let you thank your sponsors and get out of here and enjoy the rest of your evening.
Yeah, I like to thank Shore to Shore Express and everybody helping me race on iRacing. It was fun racing with Shannon and John and them. I appreciate it.
All right, well, that's going to do it for us here from Bristol Motor Speedway and the Sim 500 Esports Racing League, PlanBSales.com Tuesday night Super Late Model Series. We'll be back next Tuesday with Nashville, and pretty sure it's Nashville. But keep an eye out on the Sim 500 Esports Facebook page, and they'll give you updates of where we are going next. Make sure to check out the rest of the Great Racing Action, all the broadcasting partners that they have here each and every week, pulling in different series. I know Thursday night, Sebastian will be here with the Boomer Cup Series. So tune in for that. But until next week, have a great week, have a great weekend, and we'll be back here to wrap up the first portion of your week next week. Stay safe, be careful, take care of yourselves, do what you guys need to do to protect yourselves and stay healthy, and be kind to one another. But until then, have a great week. We'll see you back in.